Okay. Go.
You hand me my screen box.
Now go. The city of Wyandotte versus Heather Cartwright, 232074.
Good morning, Your Honor. Mustafa Hawili, P number 3817 on behalf of Heather Cartwright, who stands to my right. Ms. Cartwright, please state your name for the record.
Heather Cartwright.
All right, good morning. And I do apologize for your delay. I apologize, I'm on Zoom today. And so, counsel, we're here for sentencing on your client's plea to an amended charge of disorderly conduct. Did you have an opportunity to review the report and recommendation with your client?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
All right. And do we know if Mr. Boone or Mr. Horvath are present?
Judge, so based on the PSI report itself, I believe it was indicated that they will not be present. They are not requesting restitution at this time and did not give a statement.
No, I understand. I just wanted to confirm for the record that they're not present.
Oh, I don't know, Judge. I've never seen them.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't have any notification that they're present, that they're in person today. So, counsel, do you have an opportunity to review the report and recommendation with your client?
Yes, Judge.
All right. And any corrections that need to be made?
Judge, I don't believe there's any corrections or deletions, but I do just have an objection to one of the recommendations I wanted to previously I just want to discuss just a little bit.
Okay, so first there aren't any corrections to be made. And so counsel adds then to the recommendation.
Judge, for the recommendation now, obviously everything seems fair except for number one, Judge. It does call for random testing in order to monitor progress and maintain abstinence and sobriety. Judge, I just want to make the court aware my client doesn't have a history of drug or alcohol abuse. This charge is not indicative of any drugs or alcohol. There is no history of it. And even in the substance abuse history on the report itself, my client does indicate that she only drinks maybe one of five, maybe 1 to 5 times a year. So I just don't see, I guess, the relevance of requesting drug and alcohol testing. So I'm respectfully requesting that the court remove that recommendation unless the court sees fit.
All right. And so if you were to test today, ma'am, what's in your system?
Today, I would have probably just marijuana because I work in a dispensary. I'm there all the time.
Is that what CODA is?
Well, I run security for all dispensaries, and yes, we do.
Okay, so you don't have a prescription for any marijuana, do you, ma'am?
No. Nope.
Okay. And so you're telling this court that it would be in your system because you're around it?
I'm handling it, yes. I'm around it, and I handle it, and I am in the facilities, yes.
Okay, well then you shouldn't be testing positive for marijuana.
Okay, well, I don't know how this works, so.
Well, she's asking, have you smoked marijuana for you to test positive?
Oh, no.
Okay, so counsel, here's what I'm going to do. I hear what you're saying. I'm still going to order that condition, but we can review it after a couple of months to see if her levels, if she ends up having any levels and what they are or what they changed to. Okay, if at all. And if they're consistently negative, then we can revisit that, okay?
Okay, Judge.
All right. Anything else, counsel?
No, Judge. We do respectfully request that the court adopt the rest of the recommendation. My client's 45 years old. She's gainfully employed, and she takes care of her 18-year-old son who she lives with now.
Okay. Is your child set to graduate this year or already graduated?
No, ma'am, he hasn't graduated yet.
Oh, is he set to graduate this year?
No, he will be graduating mid next year.
Okay.
Due to COVID.
All right. And so you live in Carlton, correct?
Correct.
All right. And so you wouldn't really have a reason to return to Henry Ford Wyandotte Hospital, correct?
Unless there was a medical emergency, no.
All right. Anything else, counsel?
No, Judge. I believe that'll be it.
All right. And so,
Oh, Judge, there was one more thing I would just wanted to make the court aware of. My client, as part of her security job, sometimes she is required to leave the state for work. I believe that should be communicated to her probation officer, correct?
correct. That's
Okay.
correct.
Oh, Judge, and my client did post $1,000 bond. I'm assuming that's gonna be applied to fees.
Correct. All right. So the court's going to, after hearing from counsel, hearing from Ms. Cartwright and reviewing the report and the recommendation, the court does find that there's reasonable grounds to depart from MCL 769.5. The court's going to order the following. The court's going to order 12 months probation. You're eligible for early discharge. And I'll go over that in just a few moments. You're not to violate any criminal law of any government. You're not to do the state without the consent of the court. You are to report truthfully to your probation officer as often as your probation officer may require, in person, writing, or virtually. You're notify your probation officer immediately of any change in address or employment status. You're not to use any other drugs unless prescribed. Be subjected to random testing. And as I did indicate, we'll review after 2 months. Okay. The court's going to also order you not to have any contact with Andrew Boone or Bath. You're not to return to the Fort Wyandotte Hospital unless there's a medical emergency. You are participating in anger management class, and the court's going to order an 8-week anger management class based upon your criminal history as well. And the court's going to also state the rehabilitative goal for the condition is to help you have assistance in learning how to express your feelings and needs in appropriate fashion and to emotionally prepare you for upsetting situations. The court's going to also order you to participate in 80 hours of community service. The rehabilitative goal for that condition is to help you further develop life skills and give back to the community. And the court's going to also make a note that you may leave the state for work with proof shown to probation. Any questions regarding the terms and conditions?
No, Judge.
The court's going to order the following fines and costs. The court's going to order a $400 fine, $100 screening assessment fee, $600 supervision oversight fee. That's $50 a month at 12 months. And because you're eligible for early discharge, up to $300 of that may not be due. $300 for the cost of prosecution. Crime victim assessment fee of $75. Justice system assessment fee of $50. For a total of $1,525. And the court will apply the $1,000 bond. So then what would be due, when we back out the $300, would be an additional $225. Do you have that to pay today, ma'am, or no?
Judge, one more time, what was the question?
So when you back out the $300 and you apply the bond, a balance of $225 would be due. Are you able to pay that today, ma'am?
No,
I'm sorry?
no. No,
Okay.
I'm not.
When are
You
you
already
able
got my $1,000.
I'm sorry?
I said, you already have $1,000 right now. I cannot afford it right now. I was expecting something back today.
Well, ma'am, I don't have that. The bond is sitting with the court. So I just want to make that clear for the record, because you stated you already have that, and I'm making it clear for the record that the court, myself, the judge, does not have it. It's sitting in the court's bond account. All right, so when are you?
Judge, she can do a payment plan in the window, correct?
Well, I could put the payment plan up right now. How much can you pay per month, and what date of the month works best for you?
$20 a month.
I'm sorry?
How about $25 a month?
Can you do 50 or no?
Maybe, sometimes I could.
All right, we'll do $25 a month. If you can pay more, then you can pay more. What date of the month works best? Does May 1st start? Does starting May 1st work for you? Or May 3rd?
That'll be fine.
May 3rd is a Friday. Would that work better?
That'll be fine.
All right. And as the court did indicate, you are eligible for early discharge so long as all the following have occurred. You complete at least half of your original term of probation. All probation requirements have been completed. You've had at least 3 months without any violations on all monies have been either paid in full or you've made a good faith effort to make a full payment. All right. Any questions?
No, Judge.
All right. And please stop at probation, ma'am. And somebody will be with you shortly. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
All right, thank you. On the record, in the matter of the city of Wyandotte, or I'm sorry, in the matter of Candace Miller, 232412.
Attorney Corey Westmoreland appearing on behalf of Ms. Miller. Ms. Miller, would you please unmute and state your name for the record?
Hi, my name's Candace Miller.
All right, thank you. So there are 2 matters up today. One is a bond violation, and one is a probation a probation violation. So Miss Miller was arraigned on December 14th, and the court ordered, then she was sentenced on January 25th. She was sent for testing on January 25th, at which point she was positive for marijuana. So that's why that's set for a bond violation, because she had been on bond prior to January 25th, at which point it appears that may have been when the consumption of the marijuana took place. Then it's alleged that on February 21st, she tested positive for marijuana, and February 9th, she failed to appear for drug testing. All right, and so, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor, after speaking with Ms. Miller, we are prepared to enter a guilty plea to the violations and waive any sort of contested hearing.
All right, ma'am, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear from the testimony about to give this man to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm sorry. All right. And so you heard the allegations that were placed on the record.
Yes, ma'am.
And as to the bond violation and the two probation violations, how do you plead?
Guilty.
All right, and counsel, if you can please pardon your client.
Sure. Ms. Miller, are you currently on probation out of the Wyandotte District Court?
Yes, sir.
As a term and condition of your probation, are you to not test positive for any drugs or alcohol that aren't prescribed?
Yes, sir.
Did you in fact test positive for marijuana on January 25th and February 21st of this year?
Yes, sir.
And you understand that those are both violations?
Yes, sir.
Did you also fail to test on February 9th of this year?
Yes, due to a death in the family, we were in the ICU downtown for 2 days. So my uncle passed away. So
Ma'am, we'll get to that in a moment.
And you understand that those are all violations of your probation and bond at the time?
yes, sir.
Satisfied, Your Honor.
All right, the court is also satisfied the plea is knowing, voluntary, and factually accurate. The court will accept your plea as to the bond violation and the probation violation. There'll be technical violations 1 and 2, and counsel as to the recommendation.
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Miller is extremely apologetic for her actions. She has taken responsibility for those actions today. It's not going to happen again. She did, by mistake, eat some brownies that had marijuana in them. Moving forward, she understands that she is responsible for everything that she puts in her system. So, again, this will not be an issue. I would just ask that the recommendation be adopted on behalf of Ms. Miller.
Okay, so she ate brownies twice without knowing?
Well, the first time, Your Honor, I believe it was already in her system. That should have possibly just been used as a baseline.
Well, had it, she had been arraigned on December 14th, and that test wasn't until January 25th. So, it appears as though really, if there was anything that would have been in her system after a month and a half, that should have been out. And ma'am, why didn't you appear for your testing on February 9th?
My uncle passed away, excuse me, and we were downtown in the ICU with him. So, the family was in town and he was dying. So we all kind of spent a couple days together. I couldn't make it out there in time before they had closed.
And so did you contact your probation officer about that?
Yes, I did. I didn't know that I had. Can I have just 1 second to look at my letter to see when I got that letter in the mail?
Okay.
Oh, so I got a failed to on the 3rd, 4/3. I had called the probation officer. I didn't even realize that I had missed a test until I had talked to Miss Natalie.
Okay, so you didn't contact your probation officer prior to that. Did you even call February 9th to see if you had to even test?
I no, I didn't. My mind wasn't there. It was just a little sad, I guess. It's not an excuse. I did it. I didn't know. I did not handle my responsibilities. I didn't call. No, ma'am.
So what the court's going to do, ma'am, so you're claiming you ate a brownie on February 21st without knowing. It's your responsibility, ma'am, to find out what ingredients are in items. But, if they're homemade, you should really ask. And then as to testing positive while on bond, All right, as to the bond violation, here's what the court's going to do. The court's going to order a $75 fine. And as to the probation violation, the court's going to adopt the recommendation, order you to complete and continue and complete all terms of probation. $50 probation violation fee, 10 hours of community work, of additional community service hours. And the court's going to also order increased testing. All right, the court, ma'am, I'm going to have you email into probation by 12:30 so they can get you set up with this information, okay?
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
You'll email into Ms. Shaw, okay?
Okay.
All right, anything else?
No, ma'am.
All right, we are on the record in the matter of Robert Golos, 24245 and 24205 and 24245.
Attorney Corey Westmoreland appearing on behalf of Mr. Golos. Mr. Golos, would you please state your name for the record?
Robert Golos.
All right, thank you. And today's the date for sentencing of both of these matters. And I don't believe that there is a victim that's coming in to appear in court on either of these. Is Mr. Wilburn present? All right, and so counsel?
Yes, Your Honor, I did have an opportunity to speak to Mr. Golos regarding the pre-sentence investigation reports. At this time, there's no additions, deletions, or corrections that need to be made. I would just ask that Mr. Golos, he did approximately spend 28 days incarcerated. I would just ask that he be given credit for that time and just be given fines and costs to have to pay on both cases.
Okay, Mr. Golos, I understand that you've served 28 days in jail, but I have to tell you, you pick up one charge on February 28th, and if I recall correctly, you were released from custody prior to being arraigned because there was they'd released you from custody, and then a week later, 9 days later, you're back in custody. No?
Yeah, I get it. Yes, I understand what you're saying now. Yes, I had a ticket. Yeah, I had to go to the hospital when CVS, when I had that issue at CGS, they wrote me a ticket. Wyandotte Police did. And then I think it was a week and a half later, yes, 9 days later, I got in an argument with somebody at the Wyandotte Hospital, and then they threw me in jail. And then that's when I got to take care of everything at once. I've been locked up since March 8th.
It didn't all happen so that you could handle it all at once out of convenience. It's because you continued to violate the law. I mean, so.
I understand.
And then you have 4 warrants for your arrest because you failed. Hold on, wait. It's 1. Sorry, you have 1 warrant.
Yes, ma'am. You put me on tether. I've been doing everything with my tether officer and the court. So living with my.
Okay, I feel like, did you interview with Courtney regarding participation in the treatment court?
Yes, ma'am. I did that. Yes, I did that 2 weeks ago, and then yesterday I came in at noon and seen somebody else.
Okay, and are you wanting to participate in that, sir, or no?
Yeah, I was willing to. That's what I thought. Yes, that's what I was doing.
Okay. And so what I'm going to do then is I'm going to order that you are to be sentenced to the 27th District Court Regional Wellness and Recovery Court. All right. So what that means, sir, is that you'll be coming back here to the 27th District Court, but it's not going to be traditional probation. So it's 24 months is what the court's going to order as far as probation, but you're actually being sentenced to the Regional Wellness and Recovery Court, which could be less than the 24 months. Okay.
Yes.
All right. And so then what I'm going to do, sir, is I'm going to assess fines and costs.
One more question, man. I'm unlocking my tether off today.
Let's see here. I believe that we are going to remove your tether. Yes. Okay. And so as to fines and costs on the disorderly conduct, the 245, the court's going to order a $300 fine, $100 screening assessment fee, cost of prosecution $200, crime victim assessment fee $75, justice system assessment fee $50, total of $725. And then on the 24205 matter, the court's going to order a $200 fine, $100 screening, cost of prosecution, $200, crime victim assessment fee, $75, justice system assessment fee of $50, so $625. There's also a treatment court charge, which I believe is $640, but we'll confirm that. And then we'll just have you make your payments, sir, through monthly.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
So, sir, before you leave, I'm going to have you meet with Courtney so she can tell you what your next steps are. Okay?
All right.
All right. And then I'll see you Monday. You'll be back at court for your first review, for your first hearing, your first meeting with the treatment court. Okay?
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. Anything else, counsel?
Not this time, Judge. Thank you.
All right.
Good luck
Thank
to you,
you.
Mr. Golos.
All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Golo.
I go to Dickerson to get my tether off now?
Well, you'll have to go over to probation and they'll give you that information. Okay?
All right, thank you.
All right. Make sure you're here Monday, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Hello, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, sir. All right, we're on the record in the matter of the City of Wyandotte versus Robert Shackelford, 231080A and B and 24406A and B. And counsel, your appearance, please.
Attorney Corey Westmoreland, appearing on behalf of Mr. Shackelford. Mr. Shackelford, would you please state your full name for the record?
Yes, sir. Robert Roland Shackelford II.
All right, and well, we missed you back on July 25th, sir. And we've been waiting for you to show up, and now here you are in custody.
Yeah. As I wanted to, can I speak, Your Honor? Or?
Well, hold on just one moment. I asked the arraignment on the new charge.
Yes, Judge. At this time, we are prepared to waive a formal reading. My client stands mute.
All right, the court waived the formal reading, enter a plea of not guilty for purposes of the arraignment. And we'll schedule this matter for pretrial on April 30th. And we'll also adjourn the sentencing to that same date. All right, in counsel, as to bond.
Yes, Your Honor. I would like you to know that Mr. Shackelford is currently residing in Lincoln Park. He is gainfully employed at most. He just started there about 2 weeks ago. He is aware of this pending case that he still needs to be sentenced on. He knows that he needs to clear it up. And after speaking with him, he did assure me that he would be appearing at all future court dates. He's tired of looking over his shoulder. He was going through a rough patch that time, but he's done running from his problems, and he wants to get this behind him. So I just ask that all that be taken into account when assessing a bond.
I've also got myself for that stuff as well.
Where is it you're working, sir?
In Lincoln Park, it's actually right across the street from where I live. It's just I just figured it was I just figured it was the best thing because I don't have a license. I can walk to work. You know what I mean? So I'm tired of all the trouble. I'm tired of all this. I just want to fix it, get my life together, and just move on.
And yet you're arrested for the exact same thing that you didn't show up for sentencing for, sir.
I know. I had relapse last night, Your Honor. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not. You know, I'm here. I am. I'm just trying to tell you the truth. And but I am trying, and I am truly sorry, Your Honor. I am sorry. If I could, don't kill me on the bond and I could get out, and I promise I'm going to be paying all this off. I'm going to be here. I'm not running no more. I'm not doing this.
What do you mean? What do you mean if I don't kill you with the bond? What is that supposed to be?
Because I don't have a lot of money right now, Your Honor. I don't have much of any. So if you, I know you have to do what you have to do, ma'am, but if it could just not be a crazy amount, and I promise I will be here, because I don't have many family members like that could help, and I have to be out.
So did you and Stephanie get married?
Boy, yeah. I need to divorce her. That's last on the list. Right now, I'm not living with her. We are separated. That girl is the devil, Your Honor. With all respect, I'm just saying, she's got I got to get away from her. She just caught some crazy cases, and I can't be around that. I was weak last night. I'm sorry. And I'm
And
rambling.
so what cases does she have?
She's on a tether right now, and she went and stole a vehicle, and just did something crazy with her cousin, and because she's bipolar and manic depressive, and nobody believed me, and now the guys that arrested her, they seen that night, and I'm still
Where's her
dealing with
case
trauma.
pending?
So I don't know. Honestly, I know she still has the ankle bracelet. She's at home, but I was just having a weak moment last night and was wanting to go see her, but we can't be together. I can't be with her. I see that. I know that. I just get lonely, Your Honor, I'm sorry.
Well, here's what I'm going to take into account here, is that this court had, you had a previous, let's see, what bond did you have before? A personal bond, or what kind of bond did you have before, sir?
I believe it was a personal bond.
Right. You showed up for court, you failed to appear for sentencing, and then you didn't voluntarily walk in. You came in
You're right.
through the back door with handcuffs.
Right. I'm going to pay all this back. I'm going to pay it all back. I just have to make some kind of payment plan and get it really going.
There's nothing to have a payment plan for right now. You didn't even give the court an opportunity to impose its sentence on your prior matter of possession of drug paraphernalia. Your possession of controlled substance and driving a license suspended was dismissed as a result of your plea. And this time you got an expired license charge instead of a suspended license, but I'm going to presume that your license still isn't valid, correct?
Yes, ma'am, you're right. I'm just,
All right, well,
my life's a mess right now, Your Honor. It is.
Here's what the court's going to do. The court's going to order on 24406A and B and C, based upon your previous failure to appear. Well, what's going on with your matter out of Southgate? Are you on probation for that or no? You were bound over?
I was on probation, but I got myself off the drugs, and then I was going to turn myself in actually this week and go to Southgate and let them know that here we can do it all, and that I have all intention of clearing all this up. I don't want to run. I'm about to be 30 on the 6th. I can't keep running like.
Let me get this straight. You have a drug charge out of here, the 27th District Court. You have a drug charge that was reduced for disorderly conduct in the 28th District Court. Both courts you have warrants out for your arrest. You haven't made any attempt to clear those up. You haven't made any attempt to clear those up until now that you're in custody, and now you're telling this court you're going to go ahead and clear them up. So here's what the court's going to do. The court's going to make sure you're going to clear them up, because the court's going to order a $5,000 10% bond for your previous failure to appear, and now you're charged with the exact same charges that you were to be sentenced on your 231080 A and B A case. And so on that case, the court's also going to order a $5,000 10% bond. The court's going to also order you to submit to random testing in the event you post bond. And the court's going to also order you to have a GPS tether, no house arrest. And you're not to possess or consume any alcohol or drugs unless prescribed. And that tether would be through the Wayne County Jail. Any questions?
No, Your Honor. I know what's going to happen.
What's that?
I said, no, Your Honor. I know what's going to happen. They're going to take me downtown now, I guess. I just was trying to not have to go down there. That's all.
Well, sir,
I didn't do good
last
time.
I'm sorry, we can't both talk at the same time. What are you saying?
Your Honor, go ahead. I am.
You had failed to appear in court previously, and now you're arrested on the same charges that you failed to appear in court for sentencing on, and you have the same pending charges out of the 28th District Court, of which you picked up while you were out on bond on the matter you failed to appear for sentencing on. So those are the reasons that this court set this bond. We want to make sure you're coming back.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, have a good day.
Okay.
All right, this is the matter of the City of Wyandotte versus Tara Minton, 24407.
Attorney Corey Westmoreland appearing on behalf of Ms. Minton. Ms. Minton, would you please state your full name for the record?
Tara Nicole Minton.
All right. And good afternoon, and counsel, as to the arraignment.
Yes, Judge, at this time we are prepared to waive a formal reading. My client stands mute.
All right, before we wait the formal reading, enter plea of not guilty for purposes of the arraignment. It's come to this matter for pre-trial on April 30th. The counsel has to bond.
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Minton is a 38-year-old single female residing in Wyandotte. Given the circumstances, she will be going and staying with her mother in Canton. She is a full-time caregiver for her father, who is the alleged victim in this matter. She has no prior assaultive criminal history. She's not currently on probation or parole, and she's never failed to appear in court for any reason. So I would just ask that all that be taken into account when assessing a bond on behalf of Ms. Minton.
Well, there appears to be some warrants out. Well, at least warrants were requested out of Detroit in 2007. Did you ever take care of those matters, ma'am?
I wasn't aware that there was any outstanding warrants.
Well, it appears as though there was a traffic offense in April 2007, and then looks like dangerous drugs was another request.
Dangerous drugs?
But it says back in 2007.
No, that doesn't sound familiar at all. I was living in California in 2000. I'm sorry, I was living in California in 2007.
How long have you been back in Michigan?
I'm sorry?
How long have you been back in Michigan?
Since 2008. I was out there for 1 year. I believe it was November of 2008 that I moved back. I lived in Oceanside, California. I was living with a Marine on Marine Corps base. I believe I even have my address registered in Oceanside, California during that period of time where I collected my mail.
All right, and so ma'am, who was at the home with you?
At my address in Wyandotte.
Do you have another home?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I just wasn't clear if you're talking about the Canton address that I'll be staying at. At the address in Wyandotte, that'd be my father, Donald, and myself.
Okay, and so you would be living with whom in Canton?
My mother in Canton.
All right, and it appears as though you're the caretaker for your dad?
Yes. Mainly I'm his driver. Oh, pardon me.
Who would be taking care of him?
Well,
You're not
mainly
there.
I'm his driver. Mainly I'm his driver, and I take him to his appointments, so he would just have to use an Uber service, which he has on his phone.
Does he suffer from dementia?
We actually, as of yesterday, we're getting him tested. He went to the Michigan Neuroscience Center. We have that in our family. His father passed away.
He has not been diagnosed with that, correct?
Correct. He just went to go see a neuroscience center where he had an MRI done and several different tests. There's no definitive diagnosis as of yesterday, as of April 15th.
Okay, and do you work?
I actually am a caregiver for Beverly, who stays with my mom in Canton. She does have dementia.
Okay, and so you receive compensation for that?
I work there 2 days a week. So yes, that would be compensation. It's 2 days, usually 2 days a week, and it's $20 an hour for 3 hours, typically 2 to 3 hours.
Okay, and so what do you do the rest of the week, ma'am? How do you support yourself?
I live with my father.
I understand that, but how do you support yourself?
That is how I support myself. That brings in enough money for myself.
Your dad brings in enough money for you?
No, I bring in enough money to cover my cell phone bill and my food. I don't
Then
pay
you live
rent.
there for free. And
Correct.
yes, I understand that. My point is, man, is that you are
I'm
30,
looking for
what are you,
work.
38? I'm sorry?
38. I'm presently looking for work. I was self-employed before the pandemic.
All right. Based upon the nature of the charges, the court's going to order a $5,000 10% bond with the following bond conditions. You not to have any contact with Donald Minton. That's phone contact, text message, email, social media, third party, anything of the like. You're not to go to the home on Ludington Street, with the exception of one visit accompanied by a police officer to obtain personal belongings. You're not to possess or consume any alcohol or drugs unless prescribed. You're not to possess or have access to any firearms or any weapons. Do you have any, ma'am?
No, ma'am.
You also already have a GPS tether. The court wants to ensure that you're not going to be going back to the home or anywhere where your dad is at. And the court's going to order that no house arrest. You can get that through EMS. So that'll be an extra $182. And then you also are to submit 20 job applications per week in the event that you're posting bond and you're out to do that. All right, any questions?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, let's go off the record. All right, thank you, counsel.
Thank you, Judge. Have a nice day, Your Honor.
You too. All right.
I hope you feel better.
You too.
Thanks. Take care.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
You have got to be kidding me. What is going on today? This is a joke. This is a joke. Today is an absolute joke. He needs an interpreter.
I need an interpreter when I cannot express myself something.
Oh my God, sir, put that cigarette out. I don't give a crap that you are outside of this. What is wrong with everybody today? You know what, let's bring, we're gonna start bringing people in person. People gonna learn how to act in a courtroom.
Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Ma'am? Ma'am? Can you hear it? Okay.
I have no patience for that. But trust me, at the end of the day, I'm sitting up here, I'm the one that needs a drink.